What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and once you think that Ezra Miller can't take it up to an 11, that's exactly what Ezra Miller does. The last video I literally titled, like, I can't believe what's happening with Ezra. I don't know how to top the titles that I keep doing, much like I can't believe Ezra keeps doing the stuff that happens. I gotta be so careful with the words, and maybe you can argue, well, Alex, why make a video if you have to kind of police yourself with your word? That's a fair point. It is YouTube, though, and we are, beholden to our great overlord, Susan, right? So I have to say certain things, or I have to not say certain things. What I want to talk about, obviously, is the story of Ezra and the new saga that they find themselves in. So what we have here is that Ezra Miller reportedly has been housing 3 children in a gun-filled farm. Video footage shows eight firearms in the living room, and a 1-year-old baby reportedly had a bullet in its mouth. Again, like I don't even know at what point YouTube says, all right, we've had enough of you making these videos, but I guess I'll go until stuff like that happens. Look, in terms of saying what I want to say, but kind of holding back, I truly am afraid. I'm truly afraid this is going to continue to get worse. Like I keep saying that, and I joked on Twitter. I literally wrote, I can't wait, or there's no way Ezra can do anything worse than this. Before the Flash releases in theaters that everybody's so excited for. Here's the thing. I mean, by the time the Flash comes out, it's a 50% chance that Ezra does something, let's say, really, really bad. Those 8 objects found at that farm? Maybe putting them to work is something that could potentially happen. I really, like, that's truly where I'm at, because Ezra Miller truly is somebody who needs serious help. But as I've said, I've been insanely consistent on, you need to get this person off of the streets now. You need to get this person in a prison cell now, before something, and I hate even saying that, before something bad happens. Things are already bad. Ezra's out there beating up bar, patrons out there, squatting or SWAT or whatever, the Hawaiian couple's houses. I mean, what more? And by the way, ran away with a child that originally was met at the age of 12 or 13. Now the kid's 18, but the parents want her back, and Ezra needs to go and fulfill a court obligation. Otherwise, there's going to be some serious problems. What else needs to happen? You can't even use the thing of, well, before something worse happens or before something really bad happens, because kidnapping a child isn't too bad. Housing, now, this thing is odd, because when you actually start to read the article, the mom is a nut job from when because the kids, I think, are between the ages of 1 and 5, and the mom says this is a health, Ezra is bringing them back to life almost. So Ezra found at least a mother, as deranged as Ezra is, and just is housing a mom and her kids, one of which being a 1-year-old baby, the rest of which I believe being under the ages of 5. Not healthy doing what's happening. The mom really should also be kind of put away at this point. The father, I guess, is trying to get to them, hasn't been able to, has been trying to get to them, I think it says, since April. So I hate what WB is up to. And we've talked about Amber Heard, so much. We talk about Johnny Depp so much. With Ezra, it's how can you? I don't care how expensive the Flash is. I don't care. You need to recast. You need to reshoot. You need to cancel the movie. Look, I understand the whole argument of well, Alex, there's all these other people that work on the film. You're going to ruin it. Well, those people, number one, you can still pay them. And so really the only thing that doesn't happen is their performances. And that's if you even take that road. Just recast, reshoot. They can all go back to work. Maybe you can pay them double. Maybe you can just pay them again, which is technically paying them double, right? You can do whatever you want. But at this point, it's why would I accept? And even the people saying, well, at the end of The Flash, you can have it swap, or you can have a different actor playing, Barry going forward, and you can use the events of The Flash to make that clear and make it believable in the lore. I mean, but this is bad. Why would I watch a full movie of a person who's kidnapping children? Well, let me correct that. Running away with children that they did some stuff with as a young kid. And then also with these literal babies, housing them on Ezra's farm. I guess Ezra has a farm now, right? Like, why is that acceptable? So, again, like, I don't know what else needs to happen. And I'm not saying, like, I'm hoping for certain things to happen, because I'm not. I'm actually the only thing I'm hoping for is for Ezra Miller to get arrested. At this point, I think that's more than fair. I think that kind of needs to happen. I think it maybe will. I actually think it will happen, because here's my next prediction. Obviously, things are going to get worse. When Warner Bros. Says, well, this is, of course, like a behind closed door meeting. This is like a rumor floating around the internet. I mean, there's no reason to not believe it. Remember, the word was, well, they're done with Ezra. Like, after the Flash, they're done. And it doesn't matter if any more incidents happen. They're done with Ezra because of all the stuff that has happened. All right, well, number one, you just admitted then that the stuff that's happened is so bad that you wouldn't want to work with a person like a franchise an actor who's playing a franchise character. You wouldn't want to work with them going forward, but you have to keep Ezra in the Flash. That's what they just admitted. So already, that's pretty bad, because you've admitted that there's a huge problem, but you're not going to fix it immediately. You're going to kind of wait. And again, I know, because recasting, reshoot obviously costs a lot of money. That's why they're leaving that alone and then doing it after that. But what else does Ezra need to do before Ezra's put in jail, or worse, or I'm something like, at what point, again, does Ezra do a serious, and like, okay, follow me through. Just follow me through. At what point does Ezra do a serious crime? Wink, wink. Like, you take it, I think the stuff that Ezra has done has already been serious, but what about that next step? Because there is one more step, and it's people not being around, right? Like, what about that step? What happens when that happens, if that happens? At this point, though, there's no reason to believe Ezra is slowing down, okay? I mean, I laugh because it's so hilarious in, like, the worst ways possible. I don't even know how to describe it. It's so bad, and Ezra's not toning it down. If anything, Ezra's ramping it up to an 11. It's like, oh, you thought that was bad? Well, did you see my calendar for next week? Because I have some pretty cool things planned there. Like, that's what's going on. Even when there's all this talk online, which you have to imagine Ezra knows at least a little bit about. Does Ezra have an agent or a manager, something, some sort of rep at Warner Bros., some rep anywhere on planet Earth? Probably not. It's probably somewhere in, like, an outer space region of Ezra's mind is where the agent lies. Like, doesn't somebody tell Ezra, like, hey, there's a lot of talk about you online, because, you're doing some bad stuff. You may want to tone it down, not just because you're going to get fired from WB, but at this point, you're flirting with prison. You're not all the way there, but you're making some advances. And Ezra's like, well, again, like, I have a calendar. You can look at my upcoming month. It's pretty packed. And then the agent says, all right, I quit. And that's most likely what's happened, to be honest with you. So hopefully I didn't say anything that's going to super upset YouTube. I will check in the editing bay as I'm editing this and make sure nothing, is too crazy. But God, oh my God, let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. If you want to support me, that would be helpful just in case anything bad ever happens for covering this stuff. All my social media is in the description. If you want to throw a couple dollars on Patreon or YouTube memberships, Patreon's in the description as well. And the join button is next to the subscribe button. That's how you could support on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.